Hey guys, it's Josh. Second installment for the No Name Rapper turns 10. Tributes to each song, recollections, stories. Give me a second to share my screen and we'll get right to it. Thank you to all those of you who took the time to look at my first video. No Name Rapper turns 10, images everything. The Jesus Rapper is my YouTube channel name. And yeah, thank you. If you haven't had a chance to do that, please go check it out. As you scroll down, you won't see this since this is through my account. You'll see a subscribe button, a red subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it if you guys did that so you can see what's coming. Also, with this current video, if I could get you to just comment if you've listened to any of my songs or my whole album. If you have a favorite, comment in the section. What I think I'm going to do is I started with the very first song for my first video, Images Everything. And what I think I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to save the favorites, my favorites, other people's favorites for last. I won't tell you which one or which order. There may be some method to my madness in the way that I organize those, but I'd really like to hear what your favorites are. I kind of have a prediction, has something to do with Jesus and what I'm doing in this album. But anyway, I'd love to just kind of get a tally and an idea what your favorites are. So comment in the section, that would be fantastic. And what we're going to do today is we're going to look at Behind the Scenes, which is the fifth songs, also produced by Third Level Beats. The album concept, No Name Rapper, the theme is the idea of glorifying the name above every name, Jesus. At his name, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess that he's Lord. Every breath that I breathe is because of him, and therefore should be for him and for his glory. And so the whole idea behind the scenes, we know that idiom or that phrase pretty well. It's just doing things. You don't care about being noticed. You don't care if you're doing like stage crew or set up, tear down sort of a thing. You are doing it for the glory of God. You're okay if other people shine. And there's a passage that relates to this I want to read for you before we get going with the song and me pausing and talking about some things. I don't really have a story to this song that I remember. I do remember performing this at the youth group. You can find this video probably on my channel of me performing at a youth group, and it starts out just as it builds toward the kick. I start chanting, "Go Joshua, go Joshua," to my young son, and he's dancing. And I thought about just watching that video on this video, but he would be embarrassed. But it's meant to be kind of a fun, lighthearted song with some just really kind of silly wordplay, honestly. Just me being kind of cheesy and just trying to have fun and be weird. And I don't really have a problem doing that. And so that's kind of what this song is about. And so anyway, I want to share this some of these verses. This is from the Gospel of John, chapter 3, dealing with John, the forerunner, the messenger who was prophesied in Isaiah, who would go before the Lord Jesus to prepare his way. And we know the story that he showed up and was baptizing, and people were excited. Israel had not heard from a prophet in over 400 years. And so John was a big deal to these people. And it could have been really easy for him to, I know if I was John, I would let the attention, I would struggle with being excited about the attention and people being enthused about my baptism and being this guy, this voice crying in the wilderness that people wanted to listen to. And I like this passage. We're going to start in 26 and read through 30. And they came to John and said to him, Rabbi, he who was with you across the Jordan, to whom you bore witness, it's talking about Jesus, look, he is baptizing and all are going to him. It's like they're just trying to get him jealous. And they're saying, hey, you're the man, John. This guy who actually came and got baptized by you, he's baptizing now. What's the deal with that? I like how John answers here. A person cannot receive even one thing unless it's given him from heaven. You yourselves bear me witness that I said, I am not the Christ, but I have been sent before him. The one who has the bride is the bridegroom. The friend of the bridegroom who stands and hears him rejoices greatly at the bridegroom's voice. Therefore, this joy of mine is now complete. He must increase, but I must decrease. It's a mandate, like it's got to happen. I have got to minimize, and he must be maximized and exalted. He knew that the attention that Jesus was receiving, that was because God had ordained that, and he was excited. He uses the metaphor of a guy being a groomsman in a wedding, and it's basically, it'd be really absurd if that guy said absurd, however you want to say that. Anyway, weird pronunciation sometimes, but basically he's saying, a groomsman wouldn't be at a wedding complaining that he's not the center of attention. No, the center of attention is not even the groom usually. I mean, he's the focus, but it's the bride for sure. But they're saying, a groomsman is going to be happy to watch his friend be highlighted and to celebrate his marriage and his coming together, and rejoices greatly in being included in the wedding and the party. Basically, he says, my joy is complete. He must increase, but I must decrease. And that is kind of the idea of this song and this whole album. This is not an easy thing to do for whatever reason. We want attention. We want to be noticed, highlighted. We want subscribers. We want likes. We want lots of people to comment on our videos so we can check and see, how much people think of us, or if people do think of us. And we have to be able to stop that. And so anyway, here is the song. Like I said, I'll play it and pause it a couple times and just comment. So here we go. Wings is where I did that the last time when I was practicing this. Let's try it again. So my son was doing like some little thing like this, and I just started going, go Joshua, go Joshua, go Joshua, go Joshua. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things. Take an album concept and run with it, or let it run away with you as meticulous lyrics. All right. Take an album concept and run with it, or let it run away with you as meticulous lyrics. My dog wants to get up on the microphone. This is Pickles. Say hi, Pickles. All right, get down. Good boy. Sit. So let the album concept run away with you as meticulous lyrics. Now, what you're about to hear would maybe be better defined as ridiculous instead of meticulous. I'll let you be the judge.
Spray all over the beat, let me wipe my wet beak. I'm not a bird, haven't you heard? Let me.
All right, so meticulous lyrics, spray all over the beat. Sometimes when we're rapping, I don't think this term really gets used too much, maybe a little bit, but rapping used to be called spitting a freestyle. And you get going and you're spitting out syllables, and sometimes you spit some saliva into the microphone, gets on your mouth. So it's really just cheesy wordplay there. Meticulous lyrics, spray all over the beat. Let me wipe wipe my wet beak. I'm not a bird, haven't you heard? So yeah, I hope it gets better from here.
Slow down as if to speak, see I'm a Christian, I'm on Christ's mission, going soul fishing, with everyone's permission. I'm gonna pour out my heart to you with this verse and verse 2, and talk about the Christ the King with whom we have to do. You cannot straddle the fence and say you're feeling this track, yet reject the King of Kings and treat him like he's whack. Or rubbish is all earthly gain now is to me, past, present, or future, it's all history. So if you want to understand why I'm the no-name rapper, aka a Jesus rappers, cause I serve a greater master than my sorry self. He must giant and I must elf, or increase to decrease, reveal Trump stealth. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things. Lord, you know my every thought, my motives, my passion. You know I hate clicks, popularity, and fashion. You know my tendency to think about those things and start bashing others, even my brothers, which shows I'm weak in compassion. You know.
So yeah, the chorus is just talking about how I want to be in the shadows and behind the scenes, because I know that's where I need to be. Honestly, true confession, I want to be in the limelight. I want to be on stage, up front. I don't aggressively really seek that, but that's kind of a natural thing. But I know that serving God and putting Him on display is where I want to be and where I need to be. And His presence beneath His wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things, the vanity of the attention and the limelight, and being able to be up front. And so the beginning of the second verse, you know, my every thought, my motives, my passions. You know, I hate clicks, popularity, and fashion. I do. I'm not fashionable. Was not super popular. Probably had some clicks. We all do. We judge the other cliques, but we find our groups that we become a part of for sure. But I say, you know, my tendency to think about those things and start bashing others, even my brothers, which shows I'm weak in compassion. I can be so quick to judge people for these things when I'm doing the same things myself. And I think I cut off right when I say, you know, my tendency to think I'm beyond such vices. That's where we're going to pick up.
My tendency to think I'm beyond such vices, or that I don't have my own, so I need blood that's priceless to purify me from all righteousness and sin. That wicked false humility so quickly creeping in. I need to be made to rap about one thing and one thing only. Nothing that gets rusty, stale, or moldy, but something pure and holy. That thing is my King, and I'll claim him till death. With the strength he supplies, he provides each breath. I won't boast in north, south, east, or west.
Not sure what that was about. I won't. Oh, I know. I won't boast in north, south, east, or west. Right, Pickles. That's the whole like West Side. Just yeah. I mean, I'm from the Northwest. I like the West Coast. The West Coast is pretty cool. I'm a West Coast guy, PNW or whatever. But you know, we find these reasons to be proud of other things, the region that we're from or whatever. Anyway.
But in him who calls effectively and ain't lost one yet, he is the reason for every rhyme that I write. He is my savior every day, every hour, all my life. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things. In the shadows, behind the scenes is where I want to be, serving the King of Kings. In his presence, beneath his wings is where I see the vanity of lesser things.
All right. So stop the share. All right. My dog just wants to be front and center. He does not want to be behind the scenes. Can you tell everybody something? Huh? He's not really a barker. He's a whiner if I'm not hanging around him. But as you can tell, he loves me. He's a special gift gift from the Lord for sure. Yeah, that is behind the scenes, fifth song of the album. There's 12 songs altogether, and I really appreciate you guys checking this out. This is really fun for me to do, and like I said, there's gonna be some more songs. There's some stuff in the works. I got a First John song that I wrote. Our church went through First John, and I wrote some lyrics and have a beat. It's just a matter of sitting down and recording that, just getting some other ideas. But yeah, I would love for you guys to just tell me what your favorite songs are, any questions you have about anything. Um, Things that you like about that song, or just emojis or whatever. Appreciate the interactions for sure. So thank you for checking in. Probably I'm going to really commit to get a video out every couple of weeks. There may be one sooner, but it's been 2 weeks from the last one. And so, yeah, that is the second installment, and we will see you guys next time. God bless.